welcome to Afghannews with Mohsen Jamal. Pakistani President Asif Ali Zardari was visiting Afghanistan on Tuesday to participate in bilateral talks on the current security situation in the region, including the fight against terrorism and cooperation between the two countries, his spokesman has said. The talks with Afghan President Hamid Karzai would also include a discussion of peace efforts in the region, says Zardari's spokesman Farhatullah Babar. Zardari would also offer his condolences to Karzai over the recent assassination of Karzai's half-brother. Babar said Ahmad Ali Karzai, the Kandahar Provincial Council chief, was shot to death on July 12th. The Taliban claimed responsibility for the shooting. A policeman in southern Afghanistan killed 7 of his fellow officers, first poisoning them and then shooting them, a government spokesman said Tuesday. The incident took place at a checkpoint in Lashkargah, the capital of Helmand province. Dawood Ahmadi, spokesman for the provincial governor, said, adding that the suspect fled after stealing ammunition. Taliban spokesman Qari Yusuf Ahmadi, meanwhile, said the victims were killed by a Taliban sleeper agent. Lashkargah is one of the 7 areas where foreign troops are to hand over security responsibility to their Afghan counterparts this week. The United States and the Taliban have to engage in direct talks if there is to be a peaceful solution to the war in Afghanistan, said former Taliban Foreign Minister Wakil Ahmad Mutawakkil last Saturday. Mutawakkil was one of Taliban leader Mullah Omar's closest advisors, and the mysterious Taliban leader appointed Mutawakkil as his foreign minister. Only recently, Mutawakkil was removed from the UN's blacklist. Now the former Taliban official is busy shuttling between Western capitals, according to him. Mutawakkil believes that peace could have been achieved in Afghanistan if the Americans had focused on reconciling with the remnants of Taliban after the fall of their regime 10 years ago. 8 Pakistani employees of a US-based aid organization are missing and feared kidnapped in Pakistan's volatile southwest border in Afghanistan, a senior Pakistani government official said. The employees of the American Refugee Committee were returning after distributing food items from an Afghan refugee camp in Pishin, 50 kilometers from Quetta, the capital of Bulliten province, on Monday evening when they went missing. Security forces launched a search operation in the refugee camp and other suspected areas. No one has claimed responsibility as yet. Armed groups linked to Al-Qaeda and the Taliban, as well as ethnic Baluch armed groups fighting for more autonomy, have been involved in violence in the region, which also borders Iran. U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton on Tuesday met India's Foreign Minister S.M. Krishna in New Delhi to cement growing ties with the world's second most populous country and its $1.6 trillion economy. Clinton arrived in New Delhi on a 2-day visit to India late on Monday. The U.S. officials say Clinton's trip will demonstrate the breadth of cooperation ranging from expanding military and intelligence work to educational exchanges and nuclear and other high-tech energy projects. She will also meet Indian leaders for a U.S.-India strategic dialogue session, regular meetings designed to get officials from both sides working more closely together. The pending U.S. drawdown of forces in Afghanistan and Indian relations with traditional rival Pakistan will both be in focus. U.S. officials have met with representatives of Muammar Gaddafi to deliver a message that the embattled Libyan leader must go, a State Department spokesman has said. The rare meeting between U.S. diplomats and Gaddafi envoys on Saturday was held to deliver a clear and firm message that the only way to move forward is for Gaddafi to step down, the official said in a statement issued in New Delhi on Tuesday, where Hillary Clinton, the U.S. Secretary of State, is on an official visit. The meeting involved Assistant Secretary of State Jeff Feltman and 2 other American officials, said a senior U.S. official who declined to say who represented the Gaddafi government or whether the meeting occurred, although he said it was not in Libya. Libya's government also confirmed on Monday it had held talks with U.S. officials and welcomed discussions, but only without preconditions. Diplomatic pressure mounts on Syrian President Bashar al-Assad after Qatar shut its embassy in Damascus and the European Union said it was considering tougher sanctions. Britain's Foreign Minister William Hague says more pressure is needed to stop the government's crackdown on pro-democracy activists. The EU has already imposed travel bans and asset freezes on 34 Syrian individuals and entities, but Hague said after a meeting of EU foreign ministers in Brussels, work now needs to start to to add to the sanctions if necessary over the coming days and weeks. A statement agreed by the ministers in Brussels said that until the unacceptable violence against the civilian population is halted, the EU will pursue and carry forward its current policy, including through sanctions. Bejiket Essebsi, the Tunisian Prime Minister, has said that a new outbreak of deadly violence in Tunisia is designed to prevent the country holding its first post-revolution elections. Essebsi, during an address to the nation on Monday, added that the elections will be held on October 23rd as scheduled. Voters will choose a constituent assembly that will write a new constitution that will pave the way for legislative and presidential polls. Protesters say the new government is not doing enough to create jobs for the country's 700,000 unemployed and failing to rescue a shrinking economy. 6 months after an unprecedented uprising led to the shock ousting of longtime President Zainal Abidine Ben Ali, many Tunisians fear that the revolution's achievements are being lost. Indonesia's President Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono on Tuesday urged a quicker resolution to the South China Sea dispute at the opening of the 44th Association of Southeast Asian Nations Foreign Ministers meeting in Bali. ASEAN Secretary General Soren Petsowan also said the resolution of the Thai-Cambodia conflict over land around the Preveher temple was moving in the right direction. The ASEAN foreign ministers met on the Indonesian resort island of Bali ahead of larger meetings on Friday and Saturday. ASEAN comprises of the Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, Laos, Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei, Vietnam, Myanmar and Cambodia. And that's all for now. Thanks for joining us.
Western News was brought to you by Khmer.
خامیر بالهای